I never thought I would be the man who pulls away from his own wife in public, especially not in front of people who know us. If someone had told me that a year ago, I would have laughed and said they had the wrong marriage. But life has a way of changing you quietly, piece by piece, until one day you surprise even yourself. My name is Callum Reed. I'm 42, married for 11 years, and the night of that party was the first time I realized I was already halfway gone. The party was for her colleague, some promotion thing, nothing special. A rented hall, warm lighting, music that tried too hard, people pretending to relax while subtly competing with each other. My wife, Serafina, looked stunning. She always did when other people were watching. Perfect dress, perfect smile, laughter on demand. Everyone saw the version of her that used to be mine. We arrived together, but we didn't stay together. She drifted, from table to table, from laugh to laugh. I followed at a distance, holding a drink I didn't really want, nodding at conversations I didn't care about. I wasn't angry. I was tired. There's a difference, and men like me learn it the hard way. For months before that night, we had been roommates in a house we both paid for. Polite, functional, empty. She would come home late, say she was exhausted, disappear into her phone. I would cook, clean, ask about her day. The answers were always short. No fights, no cheating accusations, nothing dramatic. Just a slow erosion of intimacy that leaves no fingerprints. At the party, I watched her lean too close to people when she laughed. Touch arms. Hold eye contact just a second longer than necessary. Nothing you could point at and say, that's wrong. But enough that you feel it in your chest if you're the one married to her. I had felt that feeling too many times lately. Near the end of the night, after a few drinks and too many compliments from strangers, she came back to me, slid her hand into mine like it belonged there, leaned in, smiling, and said something about leaving soon. Then she tilted her head and moved to kiss me. Soft, casual, public, like a performance. And something in me stopped. I leaned back, just slightly, and said quietly, "Not tonight." Her smile froze, just for a second, long enough for me to see the confusion flicker behind her eyes. She laughed it off, like I was joking, like it was nothing. But her hand loosened its grip. The moment passed. No one else noticed. That was the strange part. It was the loudest thing that had ever happened between us, and it made no sound at all. On the drive home, she asked if something was wrong. I said no. Not because nothing was wrong, but because I was done explaining things that should have been obvious. We drove in silence, city lights sliding across the windshield, the space between us heavier than words. At home, she went straight to the bedroom. I stayed in the kitchen, sitting at the table long after the house went quiet. I wasn't replaying the party. I was replaying everything that led up to it. The nights I reached for her and felt her stiffen. The weekends she filled with plans that didn't include me. The way affection only appeared when there was an audience. The kiss she offered at that party wasn't for me. It was for the image. And once I saw that clearly, I couldn't unsee it. She confronted me the next morning. Not angrily. Confused, almost offended. Asked why I embarrassed her. That word stuck with me. Not why I was hurt. Not why I pulled away. Why I embarrassed her. I told her I didn't feel comfortable pretending everything was fine in front of people when it wasn't fine at home. She said I was overthinking. Said I was being sensitive. Said marriage has phases and I shouldn't read into everything. I listened. I always listened. Then I asked her a simple question. When was the last time she kissed me like that when no one was watching? She didn't answer. That silence told me more than any argument could have. I realized then that I had been surviving on scraps of affection, convincing myself they were enough. That pulling away at that party was a rejection. It was honesty. Over the next few weeks, I changed without announcing it. I stopped initiating, stopped checking in, stopped trying to earn closeness from someone who treated it like a limited resource. I focused on my work, my health, my sleep. The less I reached for her, the more uneasy she became. One night, she finally asked if I was pulling away on purpose. I told her the truth. I said I didn't want affection that only existed when it benefited her. I didn't want public kisses and private distance. I wanted consistency or I wanted clarity. She accused me of making things transactional, of keeping score. I told her I wasn't keeping score. I was noticing patterns. The word betrayal doesn't always mean cheating. Sometimes it means realizing the person you built your life with only shows up when it suits them. Sometimes it means choosing yourself quietly, without drama, without scenes, without raising your voice. I never raised my voice. I never slammed doors. I just stopped accepting what hurt me. A month after the party, I moved into the guest room. Not as a threat, not as a tactic, as a boundary. She cried that night, said she felt blindsided. I told her I had been standing in front of her the entire time, waiting for her to see me. That kiss she offered at the party was the moment everything became clear to me, even if it took her much longer to understand why it lasted.